Hello friends, subscribers, and patrons on Patreon. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm an author, speaker, and YouTuber, and welcome to my Patreon page. I'm the author of the new book, Twin Flame Romance: The Journey to Unconditional Love, and also Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, exploring your 7 energy centers with mindfulness, yoga, and Ayurveda. And I'm here to explain to you this new program on Patreon that I am streamlining from my YouTube channel to Patreon and new patrons like you. So first of all, here's the reason why I'm doing this. So I have nearly 8,000 subscribers currently as of November 2019 on YouTube, and I have been doing these Q&As, these live stream Q&As on YouTube, and they've been working really well. I'm really happy with how they were going, but I want to make it better for you guys. I want to make the user experience so much better. And one way I can do that is through Patreon. And that's why I really like using Patreon, because it's like a private party. It's like being invited to a private party with me. And I like that because it's a more intimate experience. And I really want to give you guys that more intimate experience. So here is what I found with doing the live streams. Well, I really love doing the live streams. Now, my main audience these days is the Twin Flame community. Now, I have other communities as well. I have those of you who are interested in health and wellness, and those of you that are interested in alcoholism, addiction, and recovery. Now, never fear, I'm going to create formats for all of these varied groups, including yoga, meditation, healthy lifestyle, and wellness. For right now, the majority of you out there are in the Twin Flame community. So I want to streamline this experience and make it better for you. What I found doing the live stream Q&A on YouTube is that there's a lot of people that come in asking more or less the same questions. So I might start a live stream, answer the question once, and then that question pops up again a half an hour later. Or in the live stream last week, the same questions popped up last week that are popping up this week. And I feel like it's really hard to have progress that way and to really just streamline those questions to have like a build up of something bigger, better, and stronger, as well as doing the readings for you guys. So pulling one card for one viewer is interesting, but would it be more interesting if you were a patron of my channel, invited to this private party, and instead of that, once a month, you could submit your question, you could submit your concern, and I will pull a couple of cards for you, put it on my podcast that's for you, designated for patrons for that month, have your questions answered and have those cards pulled for you. You'll have that reading for you on this dedicated site that's just for patrons. And if you are a patron, you will not get left out because I will answer all of the patrons' questions. I will answer all your questions. If you want a mini reading on the podcast, I will give you a mini reading on the podcast. Not to mention that for $25 and up the tier, you will, in addition to the live Q&A on Patreon, you will also get a free guided meditation every single month. And the tiers just go up from there with more incentives for each tier. Now, the tier levels for the Q&A podcast, for the mini readings, for the questions answered, the private party that you get invited to, it's, you know, a virtual private party. It's at $10 a month. That's it. Just $10 a month. And that really helps out with this YouTube channel. And again, it helps to streamline the interest in not only my channel, but in the topics that are near and dear to your heart. Now, if the community builds up on Patreon and you guys want a health and wellness vlog, or you would like a vlog on addiction and recovery, getting all your questions answered, I can certainly do that too. If you pledge on Patreon, again, $10 a month, $15 a month, $20 a month, $25 a month, and it goes up from there. Or even if you just want to say thank you for the YouTube content and pledge $5 a month, you can do that too. You won't get the Q&A and you won't get the free meditation, the guided meditation every single month, but at least you are just showing gratitude for this YouTube channel, which is amazing. And I really appreciate and thank you for all of your support. So the gifts that come with higher pledges, of course, have to do with my author signed books, copies on Audible of my books, as well as the entire enchilada, the whole entire package, getting every single signed copy of my book and all of my programs at the $500 level. Now, what's great about Patreon is that you can subscribe for 1 month and you are not locked in. You can subscribe for 1 month. Of course, it's billed at the beginning of the month, so it's always billed. So this is November 2019. It's billed December 1st, even if you sign up today. And I will start rolling out those private party podcasts in December. So I'm gonna wait, however, until I have at least 10 patrons on Patreon, because honestly, if I'm doing Q&A and mini readings, if I have just a couple of patrons, it doesn't look very interesting to do an entire podcast for one person. While I love that one person or two people that are on my Patreon, it's not interesting to do an entire hour-long podcast just for that. So it will be podcasts, 2 podcasts a month, again, at the $25 level and up, 1 podcast a month for the $10 level. And then you will get your questions answered, mini readings as well at that level for $10 a month, which is really not bad. And then I will spontaneously also do private video casts as well for my patrons with a private invitation. That'll be a surprise. It won't be pre-scheduled except for a few days before, but you'll receive a private invitation as a patron to Patreon to be invited to this private video cast as well. Again, it just streamlines the process. It makes it a lot more interesting and more intimate. And also, I feel like as a collective, when we're a smaller group, we can grow together too. And I think that that's just a better way to grow together, rather than doing these live Q&As where I just feel like there's no growth. I feel like there's no forward movement. While it's nice, I just find that we're kind of addressing the same stuff over and over and over again. And Patreon is really the way to do that, you guys. And I really love it. And I like the fact that it's a donation-based system. Everyone gives what they can. Again, $10 and above level, you're going to get all of that anyway. You're going to get the 2 private podcasts, or you're going to get the private podcast for $10, $25 and up. You're going to get the 2 private podcasts plus the surprise videocast, live videocast with me, plus other things. With my patrons, I'm going to do things like meetups and things like that. And that's really going to come through that Patreon page. The Patreon link is www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And you can go there and pick your level and tier and just join. Just join Patreon. Join my private party. And then in December, all of that little private party stuff will start to roll out. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your patronage on Patreon. And then share this video with others who are interested in my YouTube channel. I totally love that. Again, you'll see the link below to Patreon. And I thank you so much for your pledge support, your views, your likes, and your subscribes on YouTube. And I will see you in Patreon land.